So I came to Cape Verde expecting a tourist trip, but what I found was it was way deeper than that. I did not expect to feel at peace at home in a country that I never really knew about. So I wanted to share this with you guys, talk about it, to show you guys what it's truly like to be a part of a family, not to force your way into a country that really doesn't have the best interest for you in terms of lifestyle, belonging, whatever you can think of. So I feel like I found everything I wanted in Cape Verde. But of course, you've got things in the country that you might not like. It might be the infrastructure, or it might be the income. It might not be as good as what you're used to in the UK or the US. And of course, it's not going to be easy, but it's the journey that matters the most. Don't forget that Cape Verde was really the first African country that I've been to. I mean, I've been to Morocco, but that's another story for another day. That's what really encouraged me to take the leap of faith, because before then, I wasn't really aware of Africa, of its potential. And before I went to Cape Verde, I never really had the expectations, I did not know what I was walking into. My friends would say, "Oh, have you been to Cape Verde? It's really nice. If you go there, you're going to see so many gorgeous women." So I was really going by what I've been hearing from friends and also what I've been seeing on YouTube. But when I landed, the picture was clear. I could finally see why Cape Verde is such a special country. I mean, people are going there, but it's not as big as Kenya. And that's why I feel like people need to know about this country, because it gives you a family feel. This links to one of the reasons why I think that it was one of the places for me, was that every time I would go out, I would see the cab driver or someone that's taking me around. They would know everybody, wherever they go, whether they go to a restaurant or a cafe or a gym. The place I went to, I believe it was called Sao, and Sao is pretty much a small island. So everyone knows everyone there. This is because people in the area of Sao, Cape Verde, they all live in this one area. So it's called Esparagos, and this is a small city in Sao where pretty much everyone knows each other. There's a family feel. You could literally go to a supermarket having a 2-hour conversation with a complete stranger, someone that you've never really had a conversation with. Even the guy I met, he invited me to come to his house and eat dinner with his family, which is the complete opposite of what you're going to experience in the UK. Let's say that you've made a friend in the UK. There's a high probability they will never ever invite you to have dinner with their family. And I don't blame the people in the UK. It's all a social issue problem. It's never the country. It's more about how are people interacting. I have friends, but when you go abroad and you meet people, it's on a different level. And also when I went to Cape Verde, I felt a part of a family. This plays down to the food. Every local spot that I went to in Cape Verde, pretty much I would see 5 people eating together. People would share food. They would share so many things. And it made me feel like I was a part of them, I could interact with them on a personal level. It felt like I was a Cape Verdean for a day. The woman that was serving the food, we would have a laugh. I would tell her, "What is she cooking for me tonight?" She would laugh. I know that the country predominantly speaks Portuguese, Creole to be specific, even though they don't have the level of English like what you're going to experience in Kenya. They are always willing to try. And as a foreigner, this makes me feel like, okay, wow, they actually want to learn about other cultures. Because I know that some countries where, for example, they hate tourists, or they don't like foreigners in their country. And that is another thing that made me feel a part of a family in Cape Verde. And just from going to Cape Verde, it made me actually understand the culture and how people are. Even though the country is not where it should be, it should be competing with Kenya, Nigeria, the big powerhouses. of Africa. It should be up there, but it's not. And I'm not saying that people in Cape Verde don't have the resources to look after themselves. No. I'm saying that it's not where it should be. And for some reason, people are still happy. They're still willing to take the time out of their day to interact with people that they don't know or they know very little of. This made me feel a part of a small community. I could relate to others, with others. This is what made it so hard for me to leave. I pretty much felt how I felt when I left Kenya. That's how I felt in Cape Verde. I even went to a Nigerian restaurant. I met a friend. He had to sneak out of his house to come and eat with us at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at night. Those are the moments that I will never forget. And that's why I encourage you guys to find your place, find your home. You never know what country you might like. So yeah, if you feel like you've needed that push to find your true home, make sure to subscribe to follow my journey. Follow my journey of me eventually finding my home. And also like the video and comment down below. Have you been to Cape Verde? What was your experience? Please do let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, peace.